Humane street life is created with free open source software and resources. Video gathered is filmed with a smartphone and shared in collaboration. The people interviewed are the actual homeless on the streets of Wenatchee, Washington. This effort is possible through volunteers. Prophet in religion. A prophet is an individual who is regarded as being in contact with a divine being and is said to speak on behalf of that being, serving as an intermediary with humanity by delivering messages or teachings from the supernatural source to other people.
All right. Got signs all over the place. Got them on almost every corner and in between, anywhere there's some dirt to stick them in. Yep, pay it forward. They need that money more than them people here working for it. Let's see, what ministry is this?
Profit, in accounting, is an income distributed to the owner in a profitable market production process. Business profit is a measure of profitability which is the owner's major interest in the income formation process of market production. There are several profit measures in common use. Income formation in market production is always a balance between income generation and income distribution. The income generated is always distributed to the stakeholders of production as economic value within the review period. The profit is the share of income formation the owner is able to keep to themselves in the income distribution process. Profit is one of the major sources of economic well-being because it means incomes and opportunities to develop production. The words income, profit, and earnings are synonyms in this context.
This is the place that they used to bring $500 a week in food from the grocery store to feed the homeless and give them a good meal. They used to let me cook here in the name of Jesus.
A non-profit organization is a legal entity organized and operated for a collective, public or social benefit. A non-profit is subject to the non-distribution constraint. Any revenues that exceed expenses must be committed to the organization's purpose, not taken by private parties. The key aspects of non-profits are accountability, trustworthiness, honesty, and openness to every person who has invested time, money, and faith into the organization. Non-profit organizations are accountable to the donors, founders, volunteers, program recipients, and the public community. For a non-profit that seeks to finance its operations through donations, public confidence is a factor in the amount of money that a non-profit organization is able to raise. The more non-profits focus on their mission, the more public confidence they will have. This will result in more money for the organization. The activities a non-profit is partaking in can help build the public's confidence in non-profits, as well as how ethical the standards and practices are.
Hey brother, how you doing today?
Good.
I just want to see if you'd give me an interview today on, as a young man here in America, why you're living the life you are as a homeless man.
In the words of BCE, no more questions. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Tell it like it is.
Not just out here, it's pretty good, but it's crazy how people treat other people out here. And they rob from one another. And there's a whole ring of them. I just haven't put my thumb on it yet. That's about it.
You find that the love for Jesus Christ and God makes a difference for folks out here living this way.
Yeah, if they put it to good use.
Yeah, and most of us know we're all loved and spreading the word what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, instead of robbing each other.
Yeah.
Supposed to take care of one another.
Well,
They don't. They're often.
Well, as always, I thank all of y'all, my brothers and sisters out here, for the interviews that y'all give me. And take care of yourself, man, and know that people are actually more awesome than they know they really are. Filming a lady here, Miss Brianna. She wants to tell her story on why she's a homeless lady here in Wenatchee, Washington.
Hi. Yeah, I came to Wenatchee from Seattle. Rent control was out of pocket, and I came to Wenatchee. I have no addictions. I suffer from some mental health issues from my past, and I came and wasn't able to afford the rent, and didn't want to do any favors with the married director to get housing, which I was told I could do, and
This was at the Gospel House, the
Yes.
shelter here in Wenatchee?
Yes, the Gospel
Oh my
House
goodness.
on Wenatchee Avenue, yes.
You were asked to do physical, sexual favors,
To
you
get
said?
housing, yes. With the married director, I refused. I ended up sleeping on the sidewalk in a sleeping bag. For the whole summer last year in 2020, I had to go to the hospital and get some treatment due to the mental health, the severity, the weather. It was like 90, 100 degrees out here. And it's been rough.
Do you know if there's any other women that have been done in this situation too?
Yes. I've heard of many homeless women that have been in my position that were given that, taken advantage of, and offered the same deal, and even offered money for sexual favors from the Christian director of that place I was at. I actually paid to stay there and be homeless, and my food benefits on my EBT card were even cut because I was told I was paying rent even though I was at the homeless shelter, $250 a month out of my disability income. So I stayed there. I ran away from there for 3 times because of the director and the controlling. We are audio, video recorded, and I had no privacy. My personal belongings were damaged when I wasn't there. I had to leave in the morning, every morning at 7:30, even when there was snow out here, and rode the bus all day to stay warm. And then I was able to come back into the shelter that I paid to stay in at 5:30 p.m. I was there for a while. It was a horrible experience. I would rather be on the street alone on the sidewalk than back at the Gospel House.
From Crime to Grace, Roy Flores at Gospel House. A Wenatchee World article by Jana Hatton, July 27, 2015. Roy Flores, director of the Gospel House Ministry of Wenatchee, grew up in an environment of crime. His family was involved in the Mexican drug mafia. When Flores was 11, his uncle offered him drugs for the first time. He joined the Marine Corps when he was 16, serving from 1977 to 1981. After discharge, Flores suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder and was on 18 different medications. Depression and anger flowed in and out of his thoughts. He ended up in prison with drug charges. Flores came out a changed man, having done community service while incarcerated. He is now free of drug use, a habit he broke on his own, one day at a time. He worked with charitable organizations and took on the management of Gospel House in 2012.
We aren't really able to know the full amount until we've talked to each person. We do know that there was a stack of mail, about 20 or 30 envelopes that was taken. Somebody had broken in, drove a car or a larger vehicle through the steel garage door and went directly to the box. And we know they had tried to cut it with bolt cutters to get the lock off, but they ended up not being able to get it in that way, so they smashed it into bits and took the donations for about a week's worth of funding campaign and then left with it. That was the morning of the 13th on August. We were in the middle of a funding campaign, which meant that every dollar donated was being matched by other people that were willing to donate as we gathered those funds. So for example, the $1,000 check that was donated was going to be $2,000 towards the project. We were raising our last $30,000 out of the $200,000 that we needed to finish this project, to have everything go according to schedule. So without those funds in there, then obviously that affects our construction schedule. And with it being at the most ideal stage, we were hoping to open by November.
There are many details to this event that would have anyone asking questions. First question is, how did the thief know there was donation money left in the building? Sounds like privilege information only group members would have. If a check was stolen, wouldn't it be easy to cancel and rewrite the check? Was there a large cash donation that was given that would draw attention? Who would know the layout to the building and know the quickest way to get in? Maybe someone who knew in advance the content of the box and actually documented the building of the new facility.
Mayor, let's talk about the Lighthouse Ministries. You have started a dialogue with Lighthouse Ministries, and I kind of wanted to let folks know about that and give them as much of an update as you can at least let us know about.
Yeah, so I've actually Sean Arrington, their head person, and I have been trading phone calls over the last couple of days, so we'll chat probably today or tomorrow. And so just making sure we have a complete and total understanding of what's going on, and I think that needs to be a community conversation. My understanding from just interpreting what Lighthouse has said, they'd rather it just be, them and the city talking about this, and I think it's a community-wide conversation because the complaints I get come from business owners, property owners, and other members of the community about why are we allowing this to happen. There are all kinds of other organizations that are involved in this, including Catholic Family, YWCA, Salvation Army. Serve One. Everyone's sort of involved in this to some degree or another. And again, there's rules that a lot of us have to abide by, including coordinated entry. Some organizations, that being Lighthouse, choose not to participate in that. And, that's one of the issues that we have with that organization. If you choose not to do coordinated entry and everybody else is keeping track of who these people are, that's a bit of a red flag for me. Lighthouse does great things. They do. I got 2 phone calls last week from folks that have gone through their program and are out and doing well, and I appreciate that. There's nothing, and we had great conversations with those people, and I said, I'm glad it worked for you. How do we deal with this other stuff? I've got people that are, I've had to close down a downtown fountain around the convention center. I can't mow the park anymore at Locomotive Park without having 3 staff there because they're getting beat. I don't know how many times we've had the sprinkler systems broken at all of our park systems where people are hanging out. It's just continues. Is anyone looking at the city of Wenatchee and saying, well, what are the costs to the city for doing that? And what are we not getting done because of all of this work that we're putting in as well? Are we just chasing our tails? You bet, Chris. Have a great week.
Okay, you too. Again, that's City of Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz with us this morning here on the Coho Morning Show.
The Wenatchee mayor expresses that homeless issues in Wenatchee are a community issue and not a city and Lighthouse Ministry issue. The mayor is stressing a coordinated entry approach. Coordinated entry is an approach to coordinate and manage participants who make consistent decisions using available information to efficiently and effectively connect people to housing and services. In short, it shifts focus to the needs of people and not the needs of a project. Apparently, Lighthouse Ministry has chosen not to do coordinated entry. It is obvious that Lighthouse Ministry is using donated wealth to build and enrich their own establishment. Projects that obtain larger buildings that perpetuate the growing issue. Helping the homeless has become a vehicle to earn. Participating in coordinated entry will cause the loss of control over earning. Coordinated entry would highlight some uncomfortable subjects that would be contrary to their public image. It comes down to accountability and transparency. It would reveal prejudices held by Lighthouse Ministry that might not be seen as favorable.
I'm here to say that marijuana doesn't make you smarter. Methamphetamine doesn't help you get more things done. And heroin doesn't help you chill out. Remember, there's a more excellent way. This message brought to you by Lighthouse Christian Ministries, because we know Jesus loves you.